Hello, I'm Refashioned Hippie, and today we're going to be reading more completely unhinged customer reviews from Amazon. Now, we did this last time. I had a lot of fun with it, but a lot of you recommended that I check out this Haribo sugar-free gummy bear review. So I am quite literally going to be reading this to you and blind reacting to whatever this says. So this is a 1-star review from Luke entitled "See You in Hell, Haribo Sugar-Free Gummy Bears," reviewed in the United States on June 5th, 2015. It was the last day of the semester, and the final exam was worth 30% of our grade. After a late-night study session, I felt confident, but I had to decide between sleeping in or cooking breakfast. My eyelids chose sleep. My stomach later regretted this decision, and after several uncomfortable stomach growls, I finally decided to make a quick stop by the campus bookstore and grab a snack before my test. Since the semester was ending and everyone was going home for the summer, a lot of items were on sale, including the snacks and candy that they kept up front. Being in the hungry state that I was, it felt only logical to pick the largest yet least expensive candy in order to get more bang for my buck. That seems reasonable. I have no issues with this man. And there they sat, 2 bags of Haribo sugar-free gummy bears. Buy one, get one free. What a deal, I thought naively. I would eat 1 bag before my test and 1 bag afterwards. As I walked to class, I gleefully chewed on those abominable little bastards, unaware of the utter mayhem that they would soon unleash upon my poor anus. I sat down at my desk as the professor informed us that due to issues with cheating in the past, restroom breaks would be prohibited until the completion of the exam. I'll give you 10 minutes to use the restroom now. This will be your last chance. Any takers? The demon bears hadn't released their unholy necromancy upon my stomach yet, so, in my moment of ignorant foolishness, I remained seated, still munching on those miniature bear-shaped bombs. After the students wise enough to take the professor's offer had returned, the professor handed out the test. It was 6 questions. I was 6 questions in when it happened. It started subtly at first, almost like a slightly tingly sensation in my lower abdomen. I thought nothing of it, assuming my intestines were just doing their thing. Little did I know my intestines were trying desperately to warn me of the horror that was on the horizon. By question 9, it happened again. But this time it was followed by a sharp pain, as if those infernal hellions had orchestrated an attack upon my colon. I fought to contain the groan that tried escaping my lips. It was at this point I began to panic. Something was going horribly wrong, and I needed to get through this test before it got any worse. By question 14, my worst fear was upon me. The Satan bear's burning, hot, liquidy dark magic crashed against my anal sphincter like a tidal wave. I was about to close the hatch just in time, but those relentless toxic bears beat against it like orcs breaking down the doors of Helm's Deep. I knew I wouldn't be able to... Oh my God, sorry. Okay, sorry. Oh my God. I don't know what's happening. Hold on. Sorry, okay. Sorry. I knew I wouldn't be able to do as much as shift in my seat without risking a breach. I kept fighting through my exam, clenching my cheeks with all my might. Beads of sweat began rolling down my neck. Suddenly, a loud, gurgling war cry came from my belly, and the entire class lifted their heads. At this point, nothing mattered except expelling this ungodly presence from my bowels. Oh my God. With 15 questions left, I promptly wrote C for every answer and ran out of the classroom. My professor yelled something, but I was too preoccupied with the volcanic eruption that needed to take place before I could find sweet relief. I burst into the restroom like the Kool-Aid man, and behold, the handicapped stall was empty. Sun rays from the adjacent room shone upon it as if it were a gift from God himself. It took me less than 0.5 seconds to undo my belt buckle, pull down my pants, and finally relax my weary buttocks upon the toilet seat. It took absolutely no effort to expel this demon. Almost immediately, the floodgates of hell were opened, and the damned liquefied souls of an entire bag's worth of gummy bears cried as they burned through my sphincter and into the watery abyss below. I had never felt such simultaneous relief and anguish in my life. After 30 more minutes of this, I immediately went home, dug a hole in my backyard, and burned the remaining bag of gummy bears. I leave with this. Do not. I repeat, do not eat these spawns of Satan. Not only did they cause me to fail my final test, but the anguish I experienced is something I wouldn't wish upon, not even my worst enemy. The only place these god-forsaken hell bears belong are buried deep below the earth's surface. 29,812 people found this helpful. Oh my god. Okay, so for anyone who doesn't know, the bears, they do have, I think it's only the sugar-free version, but they have something that it's a diuretic. Oh my god. Okay. All right. And then there's another review I'm going to blind react to. This one is, oh god. Oh no. Okay, it seems more gummy bears. Oh shit. Okay. The title of this one is St. Diarrhea's Day Massacre. Y'all, I regret opening this email. Okay, another 1-star review from Amazon customer. Fair you didn't sign your name. From February 24th of 2019. I purchased these gummy bears thinking, sounds like a nice purchase. 5 pounds of delicious candy for a decent price. Can't go wrong. Unfortunately, I had to learn the hard way. It can go very wrong. All caps. First of all, I made the mistake of not reading the reviews before my purchase, and that was a mistake I will live with for the rest of my life due to the trauma I received after eating 2 handfuls of these. I was excited to try these first time, and I will say this. They were surprisingly tasteful for being sugar-free, and I regretfully decided to try less than 2 handfuls within 5 minutes before I had to make a run to Walmart to purchase a few things that didn't include a stockpile of toilet paper. Within 15 minutes of consuming these high-powered laxatives, my stomach was making noises that I should have seen as a message from God warning me, you should turn back around and go home. I excused the funny feeling in my stomach as I was on a mission to replace a Keurig machine that broke from Walmart. Yes, I made it. Walmart. As I parked my car, I felt my stomach growing more agitated by the minute, making gurgling sounds that struck me as unusual, but I proceeded into the store, as I really wanted a new coffee machine. God help me. Again, all caps. I was literally in the middle of the store looking at small kitchen appliances before one loud gurgle after another, and then I squeezed out a fart that began as a long squeak to a jet propulsion in a split second that probably had some people in the store confuse the sound as a gunshot and probably had some of them ducking for cover, as my situation had just gone from on a 1 to 10 scale, beginning in a 3, I might need to use the bathroom at some point, I should make this trip quick, to an instant 12, I'm literally soiling myself in the middle of a Walmart with hand towels and shower towels as my only source of fabric to wipe my ass with. I said, F the Keurig, and I ditched my cart and went running all the way to the opposite end of the store to the bathroom, while what sounded and felt like I had firecrackers exploding in my underwear. People were probably pointing at me while their kids are laughing, and I finally made it to the bathroom to find one stall available. The handicapped stall. Upon entering the bathroom stall while simultaneously crying and pulling my pants down, I jumped on the toilet seat, not realizing it was literally covered in urine, and I began opening the floodgates, releasing the evil that moments prior had been rearranging my insides. I realized after the fact that there was no seat paper, and I then began holding on for dear life while begging God to kill me, sounding off gunshots out of my ass that most likely had people running out the store. Use this product at your own risk and ask yourself, was it worth it? If the answer is yes, you should seek a mental health professional. 2,802 of you found this helpful. Oh my god. You guys. Okay. I'm gonna I'm going to pause and come back. You'll never know because I'm splicing this. There's one more review I want to find because I heard a lot about it. I'll be right back. Welcome back. It was only a second for you. So once again, this is a product that it's a Nair review from a man. This is something I will be blind reacting to. Again, it's something that was like in the comments a lot that I should look up, but I never actually did. So this is from A Chapel. It's a 5-star review, a warning from across the pond from July 3rd of 2012. Let's see what A has to say. Oh God. Sorry, we're starting strong. After having been told my danglies looked like an elderly Rastafarian, I decided to take the plunge and buy some of this, as previous shaving attempts had been only mildly successful, and I nearly put my back out trying to reach the more difficult bits. Being a bit of a romantic, I thought I would do the deed on the missus' birthday as a bit of a treat. I ordered it well in advance, and working in the North Sea, I considered myself a bit of some of the characters writing the previous reviews, and wrote them off as soft office types. Oh, my fellow sufferers, how wrong I was. I waited until the other half was tucked up in bed, and after giving some vague hints about a special surprise, I went down to the bathroom. A kid definitely dropped something. Initially, all went well, and I applied the gel and stood waiting for something to happen. I didn't have to wait long. I didn't have long to wait. At first, there was a gentle warmth, which in a matter of seconds was replaced by an intense burning and a feeling I can only describe as like having been given a barbed wire wedgie by two people intent on hitting the ceiling with my head. Religion hadn't featured much in my life until that night, but I suddenly became willing to convert to any religion to stop the violent burning around the turd tunnel and what seemed like the destruction of the meat and 2 veg. Struggling to not bite through my bottom lip, I tried to wash the gel off in the sink and only succeeded in blocking the plug hole with a mat of hair. Through the haze of tears, I struggled out of the bathroom across the hall into the kitchen. By this time, walking was not really possible, and I crawled the final yard to the fridge in the hopes of some form of cold relief. I yanked the freezer drawer out and found a tub of ice cream, tore the lid off, and positioned it under me. The relief was fantastic, but only temporary as it melted fairly quickly and the fiery stabbing soon returned. Due to the shape of the ice cream tub, I hadn't managed to give the starfish any treatment. And I groped around in the drawer for something else, as I was sure my vision was going to fail fairly soon. I grabbed a bag of what I later found out was frozen sprouts and tore it open, trying to be quiet as I did so. I took a handful of them and tried in vain to clench some between the cheeks of my arse. Oh my God. Okay, sorry. This was not doing the trick, as some of the... I'm so sorry. This was not doing the trick, as some of the gel had found its way up the chimney channel, and it felt like the space shuttle was running its engines behind me. This was probably, and hopefully, the only time in my life I was going to wish there was a gay snowman in the kitchen, which would give you some ideas the depths I was willing to sink in order to ease the pain. The only solution my pain-crazed mind could come up with was to gently ease one of the sprouts where no veg had gone before. Unfortunately, alerted by the strange grunts coming from the kitchen, the other half chose that moment to come and investigate, and was greeted by the sight of me, arse in the air, strawberry ice cream dripping from my bell end, pushing a sprout up my arse while muttering, "Oh, that feels good." Understandably, this was a shock to her, and she let out a scream, as I hadn't heard her come in. It caused an involuntary spasm of shock in myself, which resulted in the sprout being ejected at quite some speed in her direction. I can understand that having a sprout farted against your leg at 11 at night in the kitchen probably wasn't the special surprise she was expecting, and having to explain to the kids the next day what the strange hollow in the ice cream was didn't improve my status. So to sum it up, Veet removes hair, dignity, and self-respect. 16,944 of you found this review helpful. Oh my God! All right. If you know of any other reviews I should blind react to, please let me know. It's always a darn hoot. Otherwise, I will see you guys again on Tuesday for the comment section. Okay.